Hey folks, the weather even seems to be cooperating as the annual run of shad makes its way through the Poconos. Many anxious shad anglers are preparing to cash in on catching the big one when the 8th annual Bi-State Shad Fishing Contest gets underway on April 26th through the 29th. We have all the information you need to get in on all the fun right now when we go out in the open. Out in the Open is brought to you by Lighthouse Harbor Marina on Lake Wallenpaupack, Archery Addictions in Walnutport, Joyback Custom Builders of the Pocono Lake region, and Car Arms, your personal carry choice.
For sport, social activities, and serious competition, Archery Addictions is on target. If you're experienced or just learning, Archery Addictions is the destination for you. Proudly the largest complex in the U.S., plus open 7 days a week, all right in your backyard. Improve your aim on one of the comprehensive indoor, outdoor, 3D, or virtual ranges. Relax by the fire, visit the pro shop, and don't miss Archery Addictions events. Learn or get serious with lessons from the pros and get addicted at Archery Addictions in Walnutport.
Do you dream about having a custom-built home on a secluded piece of land where the only sounds you hear are nature? Maybe a lakefront home is more to your liking. Award-winning Joyback Custom Builders is your choice. Joyback quality you can appreciate for many years to come. Uniquely designed to suit your lifestyle. Enjoy luxury in the Pocono Lake region. Call Joyback 800-707-7970 or go to joybackbuilders.com.
When Justin Moon developed the first car, the Model K9 in this barn in upstate New York 20 years ago, his vision was clear: to develop a smaller and thinner concealed carry handgun than what was already on the market. Today, Carr is the leader in concealed carry handguns with 7 patents and more than 20 years of engineering and manufacturing experience. The lightweight, slimmer, thinner Carr handgun fits in your hand like no other. With 6 premium series, 3 value series, and 4 calibers available, find the one that's right for you at Carr.com. Made in the USA.
Hey folks, welcome to this edition of Out in the Open. I'm Alex Zidock.
And I'm Joanne Zidock. We're going fishing.
Absolutely. Right here in Walnutport.
I know.
At Archery Addictions.
Fishing gear.
We're going to fish.
Yes,
you look like
Shad.
you're ready.
I'm ready.
You got your nice earrings on again.
These are really what I'm going to fish with. I'm not fishing with these.
That's
I'm
right.
playing with these.
You're playing with those, and we're going to fish with those. We're going to play with those too. They're going to be some fun fishing.
I know.
In a couple of weeks, we're going to do a little shad fishing.
We're going to do that.
We're going to talk about shad fishing today, and at a great tournament, that contest, I guess, is being held down in the eastern area, actually on the whole Delaware River. But you know, we've got shad fishing. The shad are now in the river. We've got, of course, we've got trout fishing.
Trout fishing's coming.
And pretty soon, turkey hunting will be on the agenda. So
that's an entirely different kind of
here.
fishing.
Springtime's busy if the snow ever stops.
Oh, yes. That's the other thing.
It makes it a little bit different, doesn't it, with the snow?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, absolutely. So, hey, I remember a couple times when we've been out trout fishing in a snowstorm.
That's
on the opening day, middle of April, and that kind of thing.
That's right.
Here on the Poconos. Hopefully not.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully we're now going to get some really nice weather. Fishing's going to be great, and everything's going to be cool, right?
I'm ready.
I'm ready, too.
I'm ready. Are you ready?
Hey, we got a great show for you, so don't go away. We'll be right back. folks, welcome back. My guest is Eric Fistler, and he is the manager of the Bi-State Shad Fishing Contest held down. You're actually headquartered in Easton area, but people can fish in this contest all along the whole river, right?
Anywhere along the Delaware.
Along the whole Delaware. We're going to get into that a little bit and talk about the actual contest, when it takes place, how you join, all of those kinds of things. But first, let's talk a little bit about shad. Shad are interesting animals. I know Joanna and I love to fish for them because they fight like a baby tarpon. I mean, you can't, on light tackle, you got some mean rods and reels here. I mean, you're looking to catch them and put them in a boat. But on really light tackle, they're a lot of fun. If you want to have fun, right?
Yep.
You lose a lot.
You lose a lot, yes.
Yeah.
They're paper-thin mouths.
Yeah, I know. Unless you keep the pressure on, that hook just comes right out, of their mouth, because it just kind of tears. You can almost see through, the sides. But they are fun to catch. Now, shad live in the ocean all the time.
Anadromous, yep.
Anadromous. They live in the ocean, spawn in freshwater.
Absolutely.
So they're actually been in the ocean now, and they got to be adults, and are swimming up the Delaware and all the rivers on the East Coast?
A lot of the rivers, not all of them, but
okay.
A lot of the rivers on the East Coast support a shad run.
Okay. And so why do they come up the Delaware?
To spawn.
Is that where they were born?
That's where they were born.
So they come back to where they were born. Is that the history of the shad?
Yep. Some people claim they'll come right back to the exact spot that they were born.
Okay. So they come up the river, and they might stop along the way. I mean, they got to get through Philadelphia.
Rest,
They hold their breath going through Philadelphia, right?
It's not as bad anymore. It's much better.
I know Philadelphia used to be really bad, but it's cleaned up a lot.
It's cleaned up a lot.
River.
Yeah.
I mean, the river's phenomenal. It's a phenomenal fishery. Right. So the shad are going to come up the river now, and they're in the eastern area, getting up in there. They come up in great numbers. A lot of shad.
Great numbers. Yeah.
I mean,
the last 2 years have been the best shad fishing I've ever seen in my lifetime of shad fishing. So now, it's getting better.
Now there's one netting shad operation. Still, they do it for fun, but it's
Lewis Fishery.
Lewis Fishery. Yep. They've been netting shad for years and years and years.
They're the last one left on the Delaware.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they do it mostly for fun. I mean, they do it for tradition, I think.
Yeah, they sell a few fish at the market down there, but for fun.
Now, years ago, George Washington fed his troops shad. That's how they survived.
That's how they survived the winters, yeah.
I know there were reports. I used to live down in the lower part of the Delaware River area, fished the river down there a lot. And there were a lot of reports that the shad were so heavy you could walk across the river on their backs.
That's what they claim.
They claimed the whole river was full of silver. Once they started, the river was silver, and when the shad came up, I mean, they had netting operations. They did all kinds of things. Mostly now people fish for shad for sport, right?
Yes.
I mean, you can eat them. They're good to eat.
You can eat them.
If you can figure out how to get the bones out.
Yep. Got to figure out how to get the bones out.
Now, you had a recipe, right? How to get the bones out?
Yes, you put them in foil, wrap them in foil, and put them in the oven on low heat and cook them all day. Very slow.
Like 200
process.
degrees.
Yes, very low temperature, and all day cook them. And they say the bones will melt right out of them.
Now they used to do a thing called planking shad, right? Does anybody still do that down in your area? Or do you know they used to in Lambertville they used to do a thing where they had a shad festival. I don't know if they still do that.
They still do that in Lambertville, and we actually had a group approach us about doing the planking this year, and we're looking into that. I don't know where it's going to be held yet, but we do have a group that contacted us about that.
And it's kind of interesting if you have never seen it. They get a whole long trough and they fill it with wood, I guess, or charcoal, or they still burn wood or charcoal.
They dig into the ground a little bit and they line it with charcoal, and then the planks kind of stand up.
Oak planks. You put oak planks in like on an angle. They nail the shad, I guess, to these
attach the shad fillets to the plank.
But it's the same thing. Cooks forever, right?
Cooks slow,
Slowly. It's just slowly. The heat gets in there, and actually the bones melt. Now, I heard some old timer tell me too. You could take a brown. You used to be able to get brown shopping bags at the stores.
Oh, remember those?
Plastic, But you could get a brown shopping bag and you coat it with lard or something, and you put the shad in there. You roll it up and you put that in the oven. The same kind of process as the tip foil, and cook it forever. And the bones melt. And I like smoked shad. Now you can get smoked shad in a lot of places, and it is fantastic. And you get the little fillets on as an hors d'oeuvre or something like that.
Right.
Really, really good. All right, so we get on the river, and these shad are coming up. Now, are they hungry? Is that why they're coming up? Are they eating?
No, they're not eating. They're hitting out of aggression. So they're trying to spawn and do their thing, and you're putting your shad daughter spoon in front of them, and you're aggravating, annoying them, and they hit out of aggression.
So, the old standby is the red and white
Red and white.
Red and white shad dart. Let me see if I hold it this way if we get a picture of it. But, you know, this one is even more progressive because it has a red hook on it, you know, but it used to be just a gold hook and a red and white shad dart. And this animal, the shad dart is built really, really interesting because it's got a lid all over here and a flat bottom, and that's where you connect your line, so that as this goes to the boat and goes down, you're bouncing this off the bottom, right?
Off the bottom, yep.
Because the river's full of rocks.
Right. You lose a few.
You lose
a few darts.
Yeah. And you know, after you fish them for a while, you turn it over and you look on the bottom, and this one hasn't been fished, and the paint's all busted, worn off, and whatever. And that's a tried and true shad dart. Now, red and white used to be the thing, and now we've gone to so many other different colors. You know, we got pink
and black,
you know, white tail, you know, and that's, you know, and black, you know, and chartreuse.
Chartreuse has been a real hot color, yes.
This is a hot color.
It's a hot color.
You know? Yeah, people use the chartreuse. And then some guy came along and said, you know what? If spoons catch fish, why not do something for shad, right?
Right.
So then he got the light flutter spoon, which is a little tiny spoon, flutter spoon, and that actually flutters around. Right.
Yep.
But you got to get it down somehow. How do you get it down?
Well, there's several different ways. You can use downriggers. You can use what we have here, a Tripsy diver, to take it down.
Okay.
We have.
All right, well, the Tripsy diver. Let's show the folks how this works. Now, this is connected to the line, so this is where the hook would be over here. The hook would be on this end.
Hooks to the bottom of the Tripsy.
Hooks in the bottom, and you put this in and you set this so this little part here is stuck in there, so that when it gets in the water, it's actually diving down at this point, and it can go down. You can control how far it goes down. The
more line you leave out, the further it'll
so the
further
further
down
you
the water
go from
column
the boat, further down the
yep.
water column, this is going to go.
Right.
And then when you have a shad on, and it releases,
it takes
goes
the pressure.
Straight, takes the pressure off. So now you're fighting the fish.
Yep.
And this is just something in line, no longer giving you the resistance.
Right.
You know?
Takes the resistance away by
So that really
tripping
works.
Out.
Yeah. You just set this up like this, push it in, and you fish with it. And when the fish gets on there, the extra weight, it just pulls that and it goes straight. So that's a neat gadget. That's going to be interesting to try.
I started using them last year, and they worked very, very well.
Really?
And we also like to use the line counter reels, so we could put it right once you find the spot where they're hitting, you can put it right back in the same place every time.
Okay, so the line counter reel has that little gauge on it, the dial on the top right there.
The dial, yep.
Yeah, so you can tell how much line goes out.
Right.
And you can see that go out, and so the line counter reel works well. And a lot of people use, you know, traditional
spinning rod.
What weight line do you use, do you like?
Personally, I use 8-pound test line.
8-pound test line.
Some guys like it lighter, 6-pound. The 6-pound works really well, but if you catch a lot of shad during the day, it kind of weakens that 6-pound. I like to have that little bit of extra security with the 8-pound.
And you can fish from a boat or you can fish from shore,
right?
You can cast from shore, whatever, but the object is to keep the shad dart moving. And
keep it moving, yep.
Excite
get in front of their face.
Excite those shad, right? All right, we're going to excite some shad starting on the 26th, right, of
Absolutely.
April. We're going to get a lot of shad excited and in the boats. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. And we're going to talk about the tournament. So don't go away. We'll be right back. Hey folks, our guest is Eric Fistler, and he is the manager. The Bi-State Shad Fishing Contest held down the Easton area. That's the headquarter area, as we said. But you can fish the whole Delaware, right, Eric?
The weigh station is actually on the Phillipsburg side of the Easton Peaburg Free Bridge.
Okay.
We're set up on the Phillipsburg side of the boat launch.
Okay. Yep. So the people weigh. Now, you know, one of the concerns early on when the contest was going about, you know, the mortality rate of shads, like in contests, like in bass fishing contests and other fishing contests, you know, survival rate. You seem to address that.
Yes, well, every contestant is given my phone number to call me, and we're also going to have it on Facebook this year, the running weights for the daily weights, so everyone knows what to expect, you know.
Okay.
So they're not killing any fish, they're releasing everything that won't place. And generally you need about a 5-pound fish, and everybody kind of knows that nowadays, so we've been able to keep the mortality rate very low.
Way down.
Way down.
That's a good thing, you know. But I mean, look, you know, Joanne and I fish for shad. I'm telling you, we're careful, but we kill shad. I mean, you know, unfortunately, that's just the name of the game. I mean, yeah, it's catch and release. A lot of people don't eat them because they're too much trouble to cook, but you know, but they are good if you learn how to cook them, and you can cook them, as we talked earlier, slow cook.
Slow cook, yeah.
But the object is that, you know, you catch a fish, the mortality rate is there, but boy, they're a lot of fun to catch.
Right, yep.
You say about 5 pounds in your
Yeah, you need about 5 pounds to actually get into the money. Yep.
So tell me about what prizes, what's available.
Well, last year our grand prize was $10,000, and we're looking for $15,000 this year. We're right on track. It's looking good. It's not set yet, but we're almost there. Okay. And we pay out top 10 overall, and we have 4 daily prizes, and then we also have some bonus $100 bonus prizes for the youth, teenagers, what have you, seniors, veterans. We try to cover just about a little bit of everything. Okay. So if people go to your website, what's your website? Website is shadfishingcontest.com, and everything is on that website. All the information that you need is on there. Does it cost anything to get in the contest? It's $40 to enter. Okay. $30 for 15 and under. Okay. Age 15 and under. And you can fish from a boat or shore. Boat or shore, fishermen. Yep. The guys on shore do just as good as the guys on the boat. Okay. And I guess most people congregate around the eastern area, right? Eastern Phillipsburg area. I mean, for the fishing. A lot of them do, but we have a big group all the way from Trenton all the way up to the Delaware Water Gap. Okay. They're fishing all over the river. So if they catch it, they're out in their boat. And of course, everybody has, you know, a cell phone. So and they have your phone number, so that if they catch a shad that's 4 pounds 7-8 ounces, something like that, they call you up and say, "Hey, is this gonna?" No, okay, put the shad back, right? Because it only takes a few minutes to do that, and you can put the. Well, they're generally checking even before they have the fish. That way, they know when they catch the fish. They're keeping an eye on it. And they just take it and they weigh it in their boat. Now, won't score, put it back in. If it scores, they keep it, right? Yep. And me personally, I like to weigh the shad in the net. That way, you're not hurting the shad. Right. Weigh your net, dip it in the water, shake it off, weigh your net, deduct that from the shad and the net together, and you'll be very close. Oh yeah, that's a great way. Now then, they bring every day. The contest runs from what time to what time? It starts at daybreak for the anglers. I don't open the weigh station until around 8 a.m., but they can start at daybreak, and we'll be fishing until 9:30. The weigh station closes, 9:30 p.m. That gives the guys up at the Delaware Water Gap and down in the Philadelphia area time to get to the weigh station. We've been expanding at a half hour each year. This year we went another half hour. Last year we went a half hour. Okay. As the guys ask for it, we try to accommodate them. And you get all kind of people out there. You get men out there, women out there, kids out there, everybody. Kids. You know, a lot of people come in. The big thing, of course, is to be safe. You know, so you wear life jackets. And, you know your boat and those kinds of things. Make sure your safety equipment's in order, your fire extinguisher, your whistle, and all that stuff that you need. Everything you need. And so they come in and they weigh their fish. And you have a running board, right? Yeah, absolutely. We have a leaderboard, yep. It's like a chalkboard, right? Yep. And you have the daily weights, the weight board. Big whiteboard. You have all that stuff on there, so so people can see what's going on with the contest. The contest runs from the 26th to the 29th, right? Every day? 4 days, Thursday through Sunday. Okay. And they have to bring the fish to you, and the fish gets weighed. At the official weigh station, yep. And gets weighed. Now, you also have a grand prize. What about the grand prize with the boat? How does that work? We also have Yamaha G3 boats, and Bear Trailers will be sponsoring us a $12,000 jet boat again this year. They did it last year, and this is their second year on board. And one lucky angler will win that package just by entering the contest. The guy that won it last year did not fish. He won a jet boat just by entering. How about that? He was supposed to fish. A bunch of family come in from out of town. He couldn't make it, but he won a boat just by entering. So it's like a $40 ticket to possibly win. Possibly win a boat. How many anglers did you get in your? We had 696 last year. We're coming up on 500 right now, and we're looking to exceed that here in the last couple of weeks. We got a couple of weeks. Yeah, another couple of weeks. So we get a lot in the last couple of weeks. It really. Particularly when they see this show, they're going to be out there. Absolutely. They're going to be signing up like crazy. It's shadfishingcontest.com, right? Yep. Shadfishingcontest.com. You go online, and of course you can get all the information there, the times, the dates, the weights, whatever you need. It's all on there, and some great pictures of some fishing from last year and people there. We also have some non-cash prizes that were just donated to us yesterday. Abu Garcia, Fenwick, Berkeley, Spiderwire, and Flugler. They donated a whole bunch of fishing tackle that we're also going to make a prize. They gave us four buckets, Berkeley buckets they call them, with a whole lot of fishing equipment, a rod, a reel, and a whole lot of line and lures and what have you. And they're going to be worth over $250 a piece, so one lucky angler is going to win a bucket each day. So wow, so you can fish, but you don't have to fish as long as you get in the contest. As long as you get in the contest, you have a chance of winning. Yeah. No age limit, right? Well, you said that. No age limit. We had as young as 5 last year. Our youngest one so far this year is 7. Mm-hmm. A lot of teenagers. The 20 and 30-year-old class, 40-year-old class, all that was gone for years. They're all back. The kids are excited. They're out there fishing and looking to maybe win some college money, you know?
Yeah, what was the winning weight last year?
Last year was 6.1 pounds the winner.
6.1 pounds, so just over 6 pounds.
6 pounds, yep.
Now, I think isn't the record something about 8 pounds?
8 or 9
8
pounds,
or 9
I believe
pounds,
it is,
I
yes.
think, is the Shad record. And I, for some reason, it seems to me, I just didn't look that up. I was looking for something else, and I happened to see that. And I think it was caught in the Delaware River. It was caught by a guy up near Scranton, I think.
I believe it was north of
Yeah,
Houston,
the guy lived in Scranton, and or Oliphant, or one of those areas up there. And he caught it about 4 or 5 years ago, 6 years ago. So it's wild. There's some big shad out there, and I'll tell you, if you haven't fished for shad, it is a blast. I mean, Joanne and I love it. It's one of our favorite kind of things to do. We fish from shore. We like fishing now from a boat a little bit easier. Some of the shores are kind of rocky and the wading, you know, and stuff like that. But actually, from a boat, it's fantastic.
A little more comfortable.
It is, and you know, when you put out a couple rods, and you know, you could take your lunch, you have a snack, you know, and it's just nice being out on the river watching the eagles.
Watching the eagles,
you know, and all the other animals and the critters that you see out there on the river, you know.
Absolutely.
All right, so it's shadfishingcontest.com, and you can get on board and a chance to win the boat without even fishing. Just, you know, pay your entry fee and you're there. But Eric, it's going to be a fantastic year. I think the weather's going to be great, and
it started to turn
wouldn't
on.
it be super? Weather's turning around. We get some nice sunny days.
Shatter here.
Shatter in the river now. Go practice, right?
You get a lot of good reports the last few days.
Yeah, nice shad coming in.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate you coming on and talking about your contest, and we're gonna keep in touch and see what happens with it. All right?
Absolutely.
Hey, folks, don't go away. We'll be right back. Hey folks, welcome back to Out in the Open. Joanne, you know, we always get some good information. And you know that contest has been growing. This is the 8th annual.
I know.
And, you know, it started out small, you know, and it has just been growing. And a lot of members of the Delaware River Shad Fishermen's Association, you know, that's a good organization. It's a growing organization. Yeah. And if you want more information, you can go on their website and get information about them.
But this is the bait you use. Ladies, use this bait.
That's purple. Is that purple?
Yes, it's purple. Ladies, use the purple.
You're going to use purple?
Yeah, you'll see.
You gonna try it? You like the shadfish, don't you?
I do. I like.
You like to fish any kind of fish.
I do, but I like when you cook them.
You know what happens? Joanne gets on the boat, and first thing she says is,
"The first, the biggest, and the most."
That's right.
My job.
And she usually ends up doing that.
I do.
We're gonna find out for sure in a very short time. Hey folks, we hope you enjoyed the show. We enjoyed bringing it to you, of course, and we're gonna be here. We're gonna be someplace out in the boat, shad fishing, trout fishing, whatever. But
we're going to be out in the open.
Absolutely.